All right, welcome back to another episode of the Art of Football 365. We are with Isaiah Bruce on Season 2, Episode 5, Segment 2. Very excited for this one. We got to know Bruce pretty well this past summer and pretty excited to see where his career takes off with Iowa football. So I'll let Gannon kind of dive right into this.
Yeah, so let's dive into the questions. So Bruce, kind of tell us about yourself and who's Isaiah Bruce as a person and a football player. What's something that you want your audience to know more about you?
Um, I'm from Lena, Illinois. It's about 3,000 to 4,000 people. I have two older siblings, one older brother, one older sister, and just like the type of football player I am, just I like to be fierce out there. I don't like to take things light. Even if it's like a not so great team, you don't want anything to happen like that. So and you know I really don't know what anyone doesn't know about me. I mean, pretty out there. Like I play video games. I'm just a regular dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely an outgoing type of guy. I feel like that helps with football too, especially in the social setting, getting to know other teammates and stuff like that. But I kind of want to ask you, like, why football? I mean, you played multiple sports growing up throughout high school, so what kind of made you want to pursue football in college?
Like football, basketball, and track, we're all like great experiences. Don't get me wrong, but you know, basketball wise, just not tall enough. Like you gotta be tall, and you gotta make things. You just gotta make things more like that will happen for you. Like football is, I knew that was my only way out of going to a great college, and like track, I did great, but I wanted to be something bigger, and then football got me there.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of talk about your older siblings and just kind of talk about your upbringings and some of the role models that kind of helped shape you into a football player and just the man you are today.
I would say definitely my older brother. He went to Lena, Winslow, and he won the first state championship game ever there, and I was up in the stands. He made a big impact in my life, and he kept on pushing me to the best I can. And like he does all this stretches with me. He gives me type of lifts to do and like type of nutrition to eat. Like he's probably like the dude. The dude. He's the dude.
He lives in Iowa City, correct, or right around the area? Is that correct?
Yeah, he went to school here at the University of Iowa. And now he lives in Davenport.
Yep.
Gotcha,
So that's nice,
gotcha.
kind of having him around.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to bring this up. I mean, I happen to play against Lena Winslow High School in football, and it's not it's not fun. Let me tell you that my team at Akron High School took a beating in the second or third round of the playoffs, and I tend to not remember that game, especially as a senior going out that way. It was tough, but I want to ask you, how did Lena Winslow shape you into a Division One athlete, and kind of describe the culture that Rick Aaron has established with a 1A school?
Coach A, like he brings in a lot of things that college coaches do. Like he brings in the same type of lifts that they do, and the same type of training on the field that we do. And we take lifting very serious there. That's like that's everything to us. So we train all year, especially during the summer. We go really hard, and just like it's just a different atmosphere when you're there, and then you grind all year to play your best during the season.
Yeah. There's definitely been a culture shift there at Lena. I mean, just with the state championships and stuff, it's been pretty cool to see that for an area school right around the A15 area. But kind of dive in a little bit here to your recruiting process growing up through the high school, going to attending the camp, and then with Iowa offering you, and with some of the other schools, who was it that offered you, and kind of what made your decision with that?
So I was not really getting any looks until uh, sophomore year. Um, After the state game, that kind of like upped my resume a bit. And Coach A, well, one of the coaches at Iowa came to our school, and he asked Coach A like if I can attend the camp there during the summer. So I wasn't really like expecting to do much at all. I was just like expecting just to be every other guy there. Like there's a bunch of other Big Ten prospects there, and I finally decided to go. And I went to the camp there, and I went to the camp there as a skills player the first time, and I was doing the tight end drills. And I was doing pretty great, like just like doing my thing or whatever, and then I caught a cramp at the end of the camp, and Coach Bell, our D-line coach, told me to come back next week to go to the D-line, O-line drills and stuff. So I came back next week, and I don't know what was wrong with me that day. Like I just went off that day. It was crazy. And about like on the drive home after that camp, Coach Bell called me and offered me a scholarship.
Jeez,
That's
that's
awesome.
nuts.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
kind of the follow up with that question a little bit. Kind of give your advice to a kid right now, just aspiring to be not even a D1 athlete, just playing college sports in general. Kind of just give them a couple words of encouragement here.
Just yeah, don't give up. Like especially from small schools, like you're not gonna get the looks that you're gonna need, and you need to make yourself available. Like no college coach is gonna come to your school besides like D3 or something like that. Like if you want to go D1 or something, you have to put yourself out there, like going to camps, numerous of camps, and just contacting a bunch of coaches on Twitter or emailing them. Just make yourself available to them.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's quite important. We kind of touched on that in our past episode this past Monday, talking about how a lot of small area schools are overlooked when it comes to Division 1 and stuff like that. But uh, I feel like now's a good time to mention one of our sponsors. We are now sponsored by 312 Beef and Sausage, and if you're a local athlete, I know you're hungry all the time, so pull up to 312 Beef and Sausage and eat your eat the meals that everyone loves. I mean, they got Chicago style hot dogs and all that type of stuff. So shop local. But now I want to ask you, kind of highlight your typical day in college as a student athlete at the Division 1 level. Kind of give a step by step on what your routine looks like.
Oh man, it's crazy, especially during season. Um, Wake up around like 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure you be there on time, and then we start stuff around 6. We got meetings, breakfast, and then practice, and that goes on till like 12, maybe 12:30, and then you have class all day after that, and then around 5 or 6, you have more meetings at the end of the day. That takes about like an hour. Then you'll be done around 7, and then you have to do all your homework and then go back to sleep at like around 10, 11:30.
So is that's more of your in season look, correct? And then
Yeah, in season
kind of
like
what's more of the off season look like then?
off season's a lot more relaxing, like just enjoying your time, you know. But
Yeah.
Kicking
just
back, playing some video
typical day,
games.
like yeah, video games a lot, yeah, definitely. But um, I'm in a latest live group that doesn't start till like 9:30 some days. So like I don't have to wake up as early as during the during the in season. So I wake up around like 8. Then you still have to go to class or whatever after that. And then there's no meetings at the end of the day. So you just have the lifting in the morning, and that's about it. I mean, it's pretty nice. And we have that like Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So it's really not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just want to talk a little bit more because I'm a big Iowa guy, so I've always paid close attention to Iowa sports, and I know how Kirk Friends have always run a top-notch program there with everything. And there's a lot of people, about building the program with your 3 to 4 years there, and maximizing everybody's strengths. Because there's some of the players there that end up being the All-Americans don't really come in with the high recruiting profiles of some of the other Power 5 schools, and I know that they take that to heart and really stress that on their athletes. Just kind of give us a little in-depth look at like what's the Iowa Hawkeye football atmosphere, and just like you talked about the practice and films, but kind of give us like how's the intensity every day? Because I mean, it's got to be intense every day. Just talk about how the coaches, how it's a first class program, honestly.
Yeah, they push you to the max, man. Like, and then the playbook is like this big,
The
like
Bible.
defensive side, and it's just a huge change for going to a small school where there's like 5 defensive plays like that you just remember. So like you have to remember like the signal calls you're getting from the sideline and stuff. So like your position coach will tell you the sides, and it's just weird. I mean, it takes a lot of time to remember that type of stuff. Like it took me like most of the season to remember all that stuff as for most of the freshmen. It's just really tough at the beginning, but after that, it's kind of cool like how much you remembered and stuff, like how much football like you can really know. Because when I came in here, I thought a lot in football, but no, I did not. I didn't know anything about football compared to what I'm learning now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's got to be a whole Bible worth of information. I know when we interviewed Deion McShane, he was talking a little bit about like his personal goals that he had for the season and stuff like that. So now I kind of want to ask you, what do Isaiah Bruce's goals look like over the next course of the couple years at Iowa, and what do you want to accomplish as a Hawkeye?
Man, there's a lot of things I want to accomplish. Like, first of all, I want to get some playing time. Like, that's like my number one goal. Like, I've been working my ass off all year. Like, and just the training that we're doing is makes you a lot faster and stronger. And then, like, I'm getting a ton of weight, like good weight. And I just want that to help me go on the field and just the mental aspect of everything. I want to get stronger at with balancing more of school and football. That would definitely make me a better college football player.
Yeah, for sure. We talked a little bit about mental health in our past episodes and how it relates to football and sports in general. So I think that's kind of unique that you brought that up. And now I kind of want to know, like, what are your plans for life after football? What does Isaiah Bruce want to do with possibly what do you like? What are you majoring in, and what does life after football look like?
Right now, I'm majoring in sports rec and management. Well, right now I'm open major, but I'm gonna go to sports rec and management. And I just kind of want to be like I don't know, really, just like a coach or just be in like an office for any type of sports because I really love all the sports. But that's kind of what I want to do. But my ultimate goal is obviously to make it to the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, there's a big coaching staff being at Iowa and with a lot of different positions. Who are some of the coaches that you maybe have gravitated to since you've been there? It might not even be, maybe a strength conditioning, athletic trainer. What's some relationships that you built?
Um, well, Coach Bell, our defensive line coach, like he taught me everything. Like, and that's the dude that you spend most of your time with. You don't really spend time with the head coach or the other types of coaches. That's the dude that you spend with. Like, rarely I'll see like or talk to Coach Ferentz about stuff like you talk to your defensive line coach. And just like I don't know, I love it here. Like the University of Iowa, like you meet a lot of cool people like from Illinois. It's just a really awesome atmosphere. Like I love it.
Yeah. I mean, this definitely is. You're not the only player that said this. A lot of different former players. I listen to former players' podcasts from Iowa and the reporters and stuff. It's always a good vibe in Iowa City. But, or some of your favorite athletes growing up that you like watching and studying, within any sport, helped shape your game and want you to pursue to be an athlete? Just kind of talk about that.
Well, when I was like little, I used to be really into basketball. So like LeBron James and Kobe were like my idols and everything. But as soon as I got more of a love of football, I started. You guys there still?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay, good. So like as soon as I got older, I when I was getting a love for football, I started talking to like looking at Aaron Donald's film because um when you like combine us, we're kind of like the same height, same weight. So I'd been studying his film, and he moves really fast. Like I move really fast, so I've been studying his like tape a lot, and it's just amazing what he does on the field, and I'm trying to be like that.
No, yeah, that's awesome. So I kind of want to ask you now a little off track a little bit, but like we've mentioned the NFL twice now and some players that you've studied. So what's your ideal dream team to play for in the NFL?
I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I gotta go with the Bears, man.
Chicago Bears. I mean, typical Illinois
Chicago
guy.
Bears.
Oh yeah.
But so now that we've kind of talked about some of the athletes you've watched growing up and studied, and I like the comparison with Aaron Donald. I think that's a good guy to obviously watch. I mean, he's obviously a freak of nature and a once in a generation type of player. So, who are some of the friends you've already met on the Iowa team, and kind of talk about some other players that you're pretty close with?
our freshman class is really close. Like we hang out with each other every day. We eat with each other every day. I mean, I don't really have like a best friend here. Like we're all best friends. Like we do everything together. Like we just train really hard together. It just I don't know. It's so crazy. Meeting so many people from different places, and probably like seeing the older guys, the seniors, like Davion Nixon, who's gonna be probably
Yep.
in the first round this year.
First team All American right there,
Yeah,
baby.
like I was good friends with him, and then Chauncey and Amir and all of them who are going to the NFL. Like I was good friends with them.
Yeah, that's got to be awesome to be able to, especially going in like as a freshman, like being able to understand like all right, these guys are going to the league, and I'm learning from these guys. Like I feel like that's an experience that not everyone's gonna get. You're not gonna get to train and get better and be brothers with guys who are going to the league. So I feel like that'll definitely boost your outlook of your career. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because I know some, especially with Davion Nixon and Chauncey Golston, like some of those guys you're talking about. I mean, some of those guys weren't even on people's radars to being drafted and getting picked up, and now you're looking at Nixon being in probably a first round, maybe a top 15 pick. I mean, that's just kind of a short summary of the Iowa football way, and I mean, that's something that we're looking forward to seeing you do in the next couple of years. But you know, one of these final questions here: what's an ideal coach, and then kind of an ideal teammate for you, Isaiah?
Just a coach, like I guess coach and teammate. I want them to push me to my best. Like I don't want them to just let things slide through if I mess up or something. Like I want them to confront me and be real with me and tell me what I did wrong so I can fix it uh, later. Whether it's just like studying or playing football, like I want them to push me to my best.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I feel like we learned quite a bit about you. So now I kind of want to ask you. We want some feedback. Do you have any advice or final thoughts on, or any suggestions for our show, and kind of describe your experience?
Man, man, I love you guys. Like I known you for a while and just keep on doing your thing. Like this is gonna take off pretty soon. And I just hope nothing but the best for you guys. Like, cause you guys are gonna get a lot bigger people and it's gonna boost it. So I ain't got no like suggestions for the show. Just keep on doing your thing.
We
Yeah,
appreciate that
man.
very much.
Bryce, you can close it up, or you can say thanks, and
I
I'll wrap
got
it
you.
up for
I
you.
got you. All right, so we do have one other sponsor, and we are sponsored by Driftless Quality Wear. I totally blanked out and forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but go ahead and look up Driftless Quality Wear, driftlessqualitywear.com, and get all your outdoor needs. And trust me, they got some good items on there. And use the football 365 code for a 10% off discount. And Isaiah, we will also be sending you over a $10 gift card to 312 Beef and Sausage for you to use when you are back in town. Uh, Also, Gronk spiked that subscribe button for us. Forgot to mention that as well. It's kind of been an off day, I guess. But leave a like as many times as Tom Brady has appeared in the Super Bowl, which, like we've said, feels like a millions of times. And leave a comment just like Joe Buck does, or not Joe Buck, Troy Aikman does every time Joe Buck makes no sense. So, Isaiah, we appreciate you coming on here, and good luck in the rest of your career with Iowa. I'm sure we'll be seeing you this summer, and I'm excited to see where your career could take you. And like I said to Dion, we're going to see you in that NFL one day. So you keep grinding, and your career is going to take off. I can promise you that.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was cool, got to know you. I mean, Bryce has known you a little bit more. I got to know you a little bit over the last summer and stuff since we've both been out of high school. And it's cool to have a nice relationship with you, man. And it's cool to see you in a Hawkeye uniform because I obviously have a big Hawkeye guy. So this is cool to see. And I know you're going to be on the bigger and better things. Don't forget about us here on the podcast. We're going to need you back on when you're making more of the good money. But best of luck, man. Keep doing well. Stay healthy through the off season and gear up for the fall. We'd like to see you playing, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Like this has been real fun.
We appreciate that. Catch up on our past videos, and we'll see you guys on Monday.